Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 10th lecture of Computer Applications for Class 9th and Class 10th. In my previous lecture, I had started with decision-making statements. I had told that there are 4 types of decision-making statements: if else, if, and switch case. Also, I had explained if and if else in my previous lecture. And I had told that I will explain if else if and switch case in my upcoming lectures. To understand if else if and switch case, you must know how to input values from the user. So there is a concept of inputting values from the user. We can input numbers from the user. We can input alphabets, characters from the user. We can input words from the user. We can input decimal values or integer numbers from the user. So we should know the concept of inputting. What is the meaning of inputting over here? Suppose you go to the ATM machine, and when you have inserted your card, ATM card, the machine asks you to input your PIN. बोलता है ना, enter your PIN, and then you input your PIN. तो वो कंप्यूटर क्या कर रहा है? It's inputting the value from the user. You are the user. You are inputting your PIN, and the program or the computer system is inputting a value from you. So that is the concept of inputting. When you are playing a game, the game software asks you to enter your name. Suppose you are playing PUBG, although it is banned. Now, when you start with the PUBG, you have to enter the name of the player. So that's asking you to input the name of the player. That means inputting a value is there. You are the person who is playing PUBG is the user who is inputting a value. So right now we are going to learn how do we input a value from a user. All right. To input any value from the user, there are basically 3 types of options available to the programmer. The programmer can input values from the user by 3 different ways in Java. The first way is parameterized method. Parameterized method. This is not very common, and this is not very effective also. So most of the programmers do not use parameterized method for inputting. The second method is using scanner class, which we are going to learn in this lecture. And the third method is using buffered reader class. Using buffered reader class, which is also fine, and many programmers write programs using wherever they have to use the inputting thing, they use buffered reader. Okay, but council advises us to teach students the scanner class, and this is there in your syllabus. Here I will be teaching you how to, in this lecture, I will be teaching you how to input any value from the user using a scanner class. Okay, maybe in your school, the teacher may be teaching you how to input using buffered reader class. But if you look at the council's website, the syllabus mentions clearly the use of scanner class to input. So I'm right now focusing on how to input values using the scanner class. Now, as the name tells, scanner class, that means this is a class. The name of the class is scanner. If you have watched my previous lecture, you must have seen how do we create a class and how do we write a program within a class. I have also executed the program in BlueJ. So those classes which we were creating are known as user-defined classes. But this class, scanner class, this is a class which is already present in the Java library. And this is an inbuilt class. What do you call it? Inbuilt class, because this class is already present in the Java library. Java compiler knows about everything about scanner class. And scanner class has certain functions, certain methods, which help to input values from the user. So we will use those methods or functions which are present inside the scanner class to input values from the user. Now this scanner class can be used to input any type of values from the user, whether it is a single integer or it is a decimal value, or it is a character, or if it is a word or a sentence. So it's very good. Scanner class is very versatile, and let us understand how do we take input using scanner class. Let me discuss a program first to input just two numbers and print its sum. So the program says input two numbers from the user and print their sum. That's a basic, very basic program. We have to just input two numbers from the user and print their sum. Whenever you write a program where you have to input any value from the user, your program should start with this statement: import java.util dot scanner and a semicolon. What does this mean? It basically means that you are importing the package named java.util. So java.util is the name of a package which contains the scanner class. So the name of the class is scanner. This class belongs to the package java.util. So you have to import the package. You write java.util.scanner, and before that you write the word import. This import is a keyword which is used to include any package in our program. In this program, since we need to input two numbers, and for inputting we will use the scanner class, so I need to import the package which contains the scanner class. So this is the statement which is written to include or to import the package named java.util, which contains the scanner class. It is written as import java.util.scanner semicolon. Now the same statement may also be written as import java.util.asterisk, simple and asterisk and a semicolon. Both of these will do the same function. What is the meaning of this asterisk? This asterisk means that include all the classes which are present in this package. When I'm writing util.scanner, I basically mean that include only the scanner class of the util package. This package has many other classes also. Java.util is a package in Java library. It has many classes. Out of those many classes, scanner is one of the classes present in java.util package. So when I've written import java.util.scanner, I'm basically importing only the scanner class of the java.util package. But when I'm writing .star, this asterisk over here, it basically means I'm importing all the classes present in java.util. Okay. It means obviously the scanner class will also be imported because asterisk is there. So all the classes, including the scanner class, will be imported in our program now. So now we can use the scanner class for inputting. So this is the first sentence done. Now, many a times in boards, they have asked which keyword is used to include a package in Java program. So the keyword is import. Now, a few days ago, a notification has come from the council that for the year 2021-22, the ICSE board examination will be conducted in 2 phases. You all are aware of that. So the semester 1, which will be in November 2021, will have only MCQ based questions. You have also gone through that notice, that circular. Now, a very possible question for those students who are going to appear for your ICSE 2021-22, a very possible question is, write down the question along with this, which keyword is used to input or include a package in a program? And they may have different options because it's a multiple choice question. So option A could be anything, B could be anything. 4 options, and out of these 4 options, one of the options is import. All others are wrong, only the import is correct. So this is a possible question. It may use the word include and any other word. So import is the correct word. Include is a word which we use in C++ to include any package. But in Java, we do not use the word include, we use the word import. Okay, so this is very important. Another question that is possible is the scanner class belongs to which package? Okay, so they may have 4 options again. Java.lang, Java.util, Java.io, and maybe none of the above. So the correct answer is Java.util. So these are, the possible MCQ based questions. You have, whenever you study something, you have to study the all possible questions from that topic. Okay, now let us continue with the program. So we have imported our util package, which contains the scanner class. Now I will declare a class in which I will write the program. Let the name of the class be sum. I will open the brace for the class. Inside this, the first thing that I will do is create a main function. I'll write void main, but this time I will write static void main. I will use the word static void main. I'll show you the difference. What will happen if I write static void main, if I write only void main? In the last lecture, lecture 9, I had written all of my programs with just void main. The static word was not there. Now I have used the word static void main. You'll see the difference. I will explain it. While I will run it on BlueJ, you will understand the difference. So static void main, and then inside void main, first thing that I'll do, I'll create an object of the scanner class. This is very important. So whenever you have to input any value from the user, you have to remember 2 things. The first thing is that you have to use this import statement at the beginning of the program. And the second thing that you have to do is just when you have opened the main block, the main function, the very first thing you should do is to create an object of the scanner class. Now, how do we create an object of any class? This I have taught you right in my lecture 2 or 3, right at the beginning. How do we create an object of any class? So here we have to create an object of the scanner class. So the syntax is the name of the class. The name of the class is scanner. So this is how we create an object, scanner. This is the name of the class. And then we write the name of the object. Say the object name is SC. It can be anything. I've just used SC. Generally, most of the people use SC. It has become a fashion. You can use any word over here. Doesn't matter. Scanner SC is equal to new scanner, and in brackets system.in. semicolon. Exactly the way I've written, you have to write. Be careful that the S here is capital, the S over here is capital, but the S in static is small. But the scanner ka S is capital and the system ka S is also capital. These are all in caps. But the S of static is small. So we have created an object named SC, which belongs to the scanner class. Done. Now what do we have to think? We have to input two values, right? So if you want to input two values, after inputting, you need to store it in variables. So there are two numbers that you have to input. So you need two different variables to input to store each of the inputted numbers. Let us assume that these two numbers are integer numbers. The integers, two integers will be inputted by the user. We have to find their sum and print it. So we will create two variables of int data type. You can also create of double data type in case you feel that the user may input fractional values. But right now I'm using int, and then I will declare two variables. Say the first variable is a and the second variable is b. So how do we write? Int a comma b semicolon. So this particular statement is known as variable declaration. Variable declaration. Here, I have declared two variables. Okay, I have not initialized any variable. If I would do like this, in the next step, a is equal to 10, for example, then this statement is known as variable initialization. Initialization means I have initialized a variable with some value. But in this program, we don't have to initialize any value to a variable. We don't have to assign any value to a variable because we have to input value from the user. So just to explain you, I have written this. This is not required in our program. We just need variable declaration over here. Sometimes we even declare and initialize at the same line. For example, we can write int a is equal to 10. So this statement is where I have declared a as well as I have initialized a. So this is a statement where variable declaration and initialization are together, are in one single statement. And such types of statements I have used in my previous lectures in the programs which I have discussed earlier. You have seen many times I have written statements like int a is equal to 5, int b is equal to 7, such statements. So those statements include variable declaration as well as variable initialization. Now here, so that you don't get confused, let me remind you that this is the syntax for single line comment, if you remember, which I have also taught you in the previous lecture. So how to write comments in Java. So this is a single line comment that I have written. So the Java compiler will not execute this thing, and neither will it give any syntax error because Java compiler knows that this is a comment. Okay. Now after this, we have created A and B. Now we have to display a message to the user that you input two numbers. तो वो कैसे मैं वो message user को display करूंगा? How do you print any message on the output screen? Using which statement? System.out.println. So system.out.println, and then I will write whatever I want to display to the user. So let me write enter two integers. मैंने उसको बोला कि आप दो integers enter करो, and then I have closed the sentence with inverted commas like this. Okay, and then put a semicolon. So this message will be displayed on the output screen of the user. Enter two numbers. Just the way when you open your ATM machine, when you insert your card, it displays enter your PIN. Enter your PIN. लिखा रहता है ना स्क्रीन पे. इसका मतलब उन्होंने क्या किया हुआ है? system.out.println enter your PIN अपने प्रोग्राम में लिखा हुआ है. इसलिए enter your PIN तुम्हारे आउटपुट स्क्रीन में, मतलब ATM मशीन के स्क्रीन में डिस्प्ले हो रहा है. Now when you enter your PIN, say 9546, for example, 9546, So that will go into the machine, isn't it? That goes into the system and it gets stored in a variable. So now this man, this user in this program will enter two integers. So the first integer will go to which variable? A. So how will it go to the variable A? We have to write a code. This is the code. A is equal to means A में assign करो. क्या assign करो? See, how does the value entered will go to A? The first number which the man enters will go to A. How? SC dot, SC is the name of the object of the scanner class. So SC dot, and now the function name is next int. Now you have to be very careful. Next int, NEXT INT. You have to be very careful that next int has no space and the I is capital. Now this int and this int are different. Okay, this next int is one single word. Okay, this is not a separate int over here because there is no space. So next int is one single word. It is the name of a method or a function. Now next int is a function or a method which belongs to the scanner class. Now you have to think in this way, understand the hierarchy. So the package is at the highest level. This package contains a class and the class has methods or functions in it. Methods को ही functions बोलते हैं. So in this program, the package name is java.util. In this, we are using the scanner class. So the class name is scanner, which belongs to java.util. And इस scanner class में अभी हमने जो method को use किया, next int method को use किया. Next int method को use किया. अब ये next int से क्या होता है? What is the role of this next int method? See the syntax first of all. Next int लिखने के बाद मैंने round brace open close and a semicolon किया. Whenever you write a method, it must end with a round brace open and a round brace closed. So मैंने यहाँ next int method को call किया है. What will it do? Next int is a method which will allow the integer value inputted to be assigned to the variable A. तो A में चला जाएगा वो inputted value, वो integer जो input किया गया है. Since an integer is inputted and it will go to A, which is also an integer, we have to use next int. अगर decimal value होता और float type का value input होता तो मुझे next float use करना पड़ता. और अगर double type का data type input होता और ये भी double type का होता तो मुझे next double use करना पड़ता. मैं show करूंगा, मैं explain करूंगा. तो उसी तरह से character input के लिए you have some other function or a method that I will show. So right now I'm just inputting two integers. So I have used next int. SC is the name of the object belonging to scanner class. SC.nextInt means the first value which is inputted will be assigned to variable A. And now the second number, second integer which will be inputted will be assigned to B. उसको लिखूंगा ऐसे. B is equal to SC.nextInt. B में चला गया second value. अब मेरे पास A में चला गया first value, B में मुझे मिल गया the second value which the user has inputted. Now what will the program do? The program should add these two numbers which are stored in A and B and just display the result, print the result, print the sum. तो print करने के लिए मेरे पास ये system.out.println है और मुझे क्या print करना है? मैं print करूंगा इसका sum. तो एक statement लिख देते हैं. Sum is, and then I will print the sum. Sum is, अब इसके साथ मैं print करूंगा क्या? Plus A plus B. Now be very careful. ये जो plus है, कौन सा plus की मैं बात कर रहा हूं? This plus is used to concat. It is not used for adding, but this plus is used to add. It is an operator, arithmetic operator, which is adding over here. Addition operation के लिए use हो रहा है ये वाला plus. So A and B को add करेगा and we have put it in a bracket, round brackets. और add करने के बाद वो print करेगा sum इसके बाद. For example, if the value inputted in A is 4 and the value inputted in B is 3, तो output screen में ऐसा print होगा. Sum is, और 4 plus 3 7, तो 7. And you have to be careful that A plus B के about में मैंने कोई inverted commas put नहीं किया है. Here I have not put any inverted commas. मतलब मैंने यहाँ पे inverted commas ऐसे A और B के around put नहीं किया है. Because I don't want A plus B to be printed. I want the value of A plus B to be printed, which is 7 in this case, in this example. So that depends on the value inputted by the user actually. Now our program is done, but we have to now close the braces. So we have to close the main. This main has opened here. We will close the main brace here. And the class opened here. We will close the class brace here. At the end, we have to always check whether the braces that we have opened have been closed or not. Whether do we have balanced braces or not. We have to always keep a check on that. Okay. So the same program I will run in the BlueJ software. And also I will explain how to input decimal numbers and characters and strings. Strings ka matlab words or sentences. Right now, I'm taking you to my BlueJ environment. So right now, you must be able to see my BlueJ screen. Here, first of all, I'll create a new class where I will write the program. So my class name was sum. I will type the class name. I'll click on OK. And then I will click on open editor. This editor opens. I will clear everything which is on the screen. Okay. In my previous lecture, I have discussed how do we create a new project and how do we create a new class and everything. So here, let us start writing the program. So as I have told you, I will start with the import statement, and then I will write java.util.scanner. The S of scanner should be capital. So this is how the same program I will write in the editor. So now you can see on the screen, I have typed the program, the same program, exactly the same program. And you have to be careful about the correct syntax. See, the S of system is capital, scanner is capital here, and static S is small. See that next int mein I is capital, and there is no space between next int. And see that I have enclosed A plus B in a bracket compile button, and it says class compiled, no syntax errors. I've used the word static over here. Let me, as of now, erase the word static and run it. I'll compile it once again. Class compiled, no syntax errors. I will close it. Now I will execute the program. How do I execute? I will go to num. I will right click on it, view new sum. I'll go to sum. I'll click on new sum. And I have to create an object. Yes, this is where the difference arises. If you do not use the word static, you have to create an object over here. In my last lecture, whichever programs I discussed, I did not write the word static. Hence, in all of the programs, I had to create an object. So let the object name be sum1, which is already written here. Let it be. So okay, and you can see the object got created. Now I will run the program. Void main. This is how I run void main. And the terminal window opens up. It is asking me enter two numbers. Can you see? Suppose this, imagine that this is the display screen of your ATM machine, the output screen. It is asking enter two integers from the user. So suppose I am inputting 5 and 2. So 5 I am inputting, say I am typing 5. 5 aa gaya niche. You can see here 5 here. Now this 5, if I press enter, it will go to A, the variable A, which is present in the program. So that is छिपा हुआ, पर्दे के पीछे की बात है. The user does not know कि मैं 5 टाइप कर रहा हूं, तो 5 एंटर कर रहा हूं, तो वो वेरिएबल A में जा रहा है. मैंने एंटर दबा दिया, 5 goes. I have to again enter another value which will go in B. So मान लो 2 एंटर किया, goes in B, and immediately it prints the sum is 7. The sum is 7. So you have understood how do we input integers. Now let me run the program once again and show you if I input a decimal number, what will happen. The object is already created. I can just do void main over here. Enter two numbers and let me enter 3.5. You have to understand that the variable which I have declared to store this integer, to store this number was int. मैंने लिखा था int a. So a can only hold integer numbers, but I am inputting a decimal number here. So see what the Java compiler will do. You see, it created a runtime error. क्या लिखा हुआ है? java.util input mismatch exception. यहां पर एक runtime error हो गया. It could not input a decimal number. So how do I input a decimal number? Now I will change the program. I will have to remove this int because I will enter a decimal value. So I have to write float or double. First of all, I'm showing you by float. जब मैंने float use किया, मतलब मैंने variable a और variable b में अब मैं decimal values को store कर सकता हूँ. The data type of a and b is float. And to input a float value, you have to write sc.next float, not next int. And float ka f will be small, capital over here. Just like int ka I was capital, here float ka f will be capital. It is a next float is again a method or a function. Okay, I'll compile it and it says no syntax errors anymore. मैं बंद कर दिया. देखो यहाँ पे आया था ना output mismatch, ये इसको erase कर देते हैं. And now I will run it again. The object create कर दिया. Void main में जाऊंगा. It's asking enter two numbers, two integers. Okay, I had to change the word. No, enter two integers नहीं बोलना चाहिए था मुझे, क्योंकि integers तो decimal नहीं होते. हालांकि इससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. I will enter 5.6. Suppose उसको input ले लिया. 2.1 input ले लिया. The sum is 7.7. बिल्कुल 5.6 plus 2.1 is 7.7. Okay, but of course these are not integers. So let my program, syntax wise तो कोई error नहीं है, लेकिन grammatical English grammar के अनुसार ये गलत है, because these are not integers. मैं यहाँ पे decimal numbers कर सकता हूँ. Enter two decimal numbers. Let it be just numbers, so that whichever type of numbers are entered, it does not matter. Enter two numbers कर दिया. So class compile कर दिया. No syntax errors. एक बार मैं फिर से run करके तुम्हें दिखाता हूँ. Object create कर दिया. Void main. Now it displays enter two numbers. Okay, enter two numbers. मैंने enter किया 3.4, enter की 3.9. So sum is 7.3. Done. This sounds better. Looks better. Clear. अब मैं तुम्हें static word को use करके दिखाऊंगा कैसे हो रहा है. Open editor. I will use static void main. The moment I used static and I compiled it, class compiled, no syntax errors. अब मुझे object create करने का जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगा. If you just right click on this, you will find void main right here itself. Right here itself, you will find the void main option. You can call the main method here itself. You don't have to create an object for this class. Earlier, you were not having this void main here. You had to first create an object, and then from that object, through that object, you had to call the main method, the main function. But right now, I don't have to create an object. I can directly call the main method or the main object from the class itself. So I will click on void main and enter two numbers. I will enter, suppose I enter 7. Okay. See, float can take an integer also, as well as a decimal value also. Although it will treat it as a decimal value, 7.00000. That is how it will treat it, because it's a float type. This 7 has been inputted as a float type right now. Our program has A and B as float data types right now. और मैंने यहाँ पे enter किया 8.5 suppose. So it will give me 15.5. Even if I enter, see, two integers in this case, what will happen? It will give me as a float answer. Suppose I have entered 7 and 5. So it won't give me 12. It will give me 12.0. Are you getting the point? 12.0. That means it is considering 7 as 7.0 and 5 as 5.0. That is fine. Now I will change the program as double. Open editor. And अब मैं इसको double कर दूंगा. बिल्कुल same तरीके से ये काम करेगा. And the function is next double. Double is also a data type which is used for fractional numbers, decimal numbers. Next double, you have to see that the D is capital in next double, but as a data type, the double D is small. Compile कर दिया, no syntax errors. ठीक है? I will run it now. Void main, it asks for enter two numbers. Suppose I will enter 6.3 and 8.1. So it gave me 14.399999. Now you have to understand the difference in float and double. See, double also gives fractional values, but it has more number of decimal points. It is more precise. If you count the number of decimal values, it is much more than float. So you know the size of double is more. You already know it. Float bhi decimal values ko store karta hai, but the size is less. Double bhi store karta hai, but the size is more. So it has given me this value 14.39999 because it has more number of decimal places. The size is more. It is more precise. I can add bigger decimal values in double using double data type. For example, I'm running it once again. Enter two numbers. I can write 67.95, like such a big number. You see, so many decimal places. And another, so many decimal places. This is allowed. And you can see 96 point so many decimal places. The sum is printed. So you see the size of double is more. Okay, but size of float is not so large. So it is better to use double in programs where we have to deal with decimal values. So it's I advise all of you to use double instead of float. Okay. Now, how do you input a character in a program? Okay. So let us come to this editor. Okay. And here I will teach you how to enter a character and, maybe, check whether the character is a vowel or a consonant. So in this program, I will combine the, if else, as well as inputting a character. You will understand it better. Okay, okay. So write down this question. Write a program to input a character from A to Z and check whether it is a vowel or not. So the program should go in this way. I have to input a character first of all. This is not an input a number, it is inputting a character. And then checking it, taking a decision. I have to take a decision whether it is a vowel or not. So I have to use if, and I will write the necessary condition. So let us now straight away move to, you must have written the program question in your notebook. Also, the program which I will write in BlueJ environment, you should write down that in your notebook also. At the same time, after the class, you should run that program in your BlueJ software, in your computer. If you don't practice it on your machine, then it will not be effective. Your learning will not be effective. So you have to note it down in your notebook as well as you should run it on your system. So I'm moving to my BlueJ screen. Okay, I will create a new class and say the class name is vowel. Okay, so this got created, and here I will I will open the editor and I'll write the program. I'll delete everything. Here I have to input, right? So I will import the package java.util dot scanner. Once inputted, then I will create the class. The class name is vowel. And then I will open the braces for class. I'll write the program. So you can see I have written a program. Let me explain you this program. First of all, I have imported the java.util package, which contains the scanner class. Then I've created the class named vowel, and then I've declared the main function. Inside the main, I have created the scanner object. The name of the object is SC. And then I have created or have declared a variable C, which is of char data type, or you can say char data type. What is the role? What is the use of this variable C? See, the program is to input a character from A to Z from the user. So since I will be inputting a variable, inputting a character, I need to store it in a variable, right? Whatever character I will input from the user, I need to store it somewhere. So this C is that variable which will store the inputted character. Just the way we did it in the previous question, we had to input two numbers, and those two numbers were stored in two variables, A and B. So here I have to input a character. It needs to be stored. So it will be stored in variable C. But the C needs to be of char data type, because it cannot be int or float, no? It has to be of a data type which can store a character. So only char data type can store a character. Now the message needs to be displayed on the output screen. Enter any character from A to Z. Now, suppose the character entered is, say, E, for example, E. That E should go to this variable C. So in my previous programs where it was an integer or it was a decimal number, double or float, what did we do? We used sc.nextInt or next double or next float. Short hota to next short, byte data type ka hai to sc.next byte, long data type का है तो sc.next long, ये सारे चीज available थे. But in case of a single character, we have to use this sc.next round brace open close dot caret 0. This is 0. Please copy it correctly. If you make a mistake, even a minor mistake will not give you the output. sc.next round brace open close dot char at round brace open 0 and round brace closed and a semicolon. And this A is capital at ka. There is no space anywhere here. Everything over here is continuous without any space. So this code sc.next char at 0 will help the inputted character to be assigned to this variable C. अब C में चला गया, अब मैं कंपेयर करूंगा. If देखो कैसे if else का कंपैरिजन कर रहा हूं, तो इसीलिए प्रोग्राम तुम्हें if else और इनपुटिंग दोनों में हेल्प करेगा. If C means the inputted character is now stored in C. C is equal to A. You all have to be very careful in observing that A is written in single quotes. You know that single characters are always written in single quotes. So if the inputted character is equal to A, this equal to sign is equality operator. It is comparing whether it is equal to A or not. Or E, this is an OR operator, you know, logical operator. You know this? So मैं OR operator use कर रहा हूँ. Logical operators जो मैंने पहले बहुत ही explain करके तुम लोगों को समझाया है previous lectures में. If you have forgotten, you want to revise it, those lectures are available operators के ऊपर. Logical operators, equality operators, every type of operators. Watch them. Watch the previous lectures. And if you have not watched them, then definitely watch those lectures. So if it is equal to A or E, I, O, or U, or maybe capital small a, small e, small I, small o, or small u, either of these things, any of these conditions get evaluated true, then this is definitely a vowel. So we will print yes, it is a vowel. Otherwise, else matlab ki a, e, I, o, u ke equal na hi hua, then means this is not a vowel. So simple program. So if else करके हमने से लिखा. Copy this. If you need to pause the screen, pause it and note it down in your notebook. Then you will also run it on your machine. Let me now count that my braces are balanced or not. The if block has started here and closed here. So if is balanced, else is also balanced. So this statement belongs to else block. This statement belongs to if block. And you see main is also balanced, opened and closed over here. And class is also balanced. Class opened here and closed here. So our braces are balanced and hence our class compiled and shows no syntax errors. If my braces are not balanced, it will never show that no syntax errors are there. It will show me syntax errors are there. So my compile kar liya, no syntax errors. Now I will run it. Since I have used static void main, so it will show me void main here itself. I don't have to create any object. It is asking me enter any character from A to Z. So let me enter a character, say Y. So it should print, it is not a vowel. Enter ki dabaya, not a vowel. Print ho gaya. Means else part got executed. Let me do it once again. Now I will enter a vowel. Enter any character from A to Z. Let me enter E. It shows it is a vowel. So I hope the program is clear. When I had inputted Y, the else part got executed because none of the conditions got evaluated true. But when I inputted E, then the if part got executed, which then printed it is a vowel. So you have now learned today so many things, right? How to input an integer, how to input decimal numbers using float and double, and how to input a character. Also, in this program, you have also learned a program how input a character from the user and check whether it is a vowel or not. So the concept of if else became more clear to you today. Now, in my coming classes, I will teach you how to input a string type from the user. String means a word. Suppose you have to enter a word from the user or a sentence from the user. How will you enter that? Also, I will continue with decision-making statements, remaining part, if-else if ladder, and switch case. Thank you. Till then, God bless you. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to it and also share the channel with many more students whom you think this channel and this course will be helpful. Thank you and have a nice day.